What's going on, everybody? Chase with iDev Hockey, joined today with Jordan from True Hockey at True headquarters here in Memphis, Tennessee, with the Catalyst 9X3 line in front of us. Before we start talking tech and spec and just how you guys made this mid-kick line so dang light, what is the overall flex profile and maybe the style of player that Catalyst is built for?
Yeah, so we really tailored this Catalyst lineup for the more powerful shooters looking to get every ounce of velocity out of their shot, shooting from the perimeter, really heavy shots, one-timers, slap shots, you name it. So this is our mid-kick offering.
And the lightest offering so far in terms of an overall line. And of course, let's just talk about weight first and then how you're able to accomplish that.
Yeah, so we'll start here in the 9X3. So coming in at 355 grams at 60 inches, our Catalyst 9X3 is the lightest mid-kick stick we've ever developed. So we've integrated a handful of new technologies. So starting from the blade, so we have our QRS quad rib system, which really just allows us to strategically place material, taking it out of areas where it's not needed and putting it to areas where it is needed for heavy impact, and just following the puck on the blade for that optimum shot. We move into the hosel, and specifically from about where my hand is down, this is a very heavily impacted zone, whether you're getting slashed, taking face-offs, blocking shots, blocking passes. We're really trying to increase our durability in this section with this stick while still maintaining that extremely lightweight of 355 grams, which is even more difficult in a mid-kick stick where you have a higher stiffness here as opposed to here in a low kick.
And so when you talk about you have a higher stiffness in the hosel, that's because that's what drives the kick point. And the higher the kick point, the more power you get. And that's kind of the challenge, right?
Exactly. So we're strategically placing material and orienting fibers to give us those optimum properties to give you the most performance.
And that's such a big advantage True Hockey has is in terms of the overall construction. Specifically, I'm gonna throw out some acronyms. We have the PLD, we have ResFlow, and we have Exenic. In my opinion, these are just such advanced advantages that you have. For that player at home that just heard me throw out some marketing terms, what are the actual details of the construction of the 9X3 and why that's an advantage for not just True Hockey, but for that player at home?
Yeah, so it all starts with the Exenic process that we have. So our Exenic process allows us to put 250 PSI into our curing of our hockey sticks, which gives us really solid laminate structures. So the more we can consolidate and eliminate voids, the stronger the stick is gonna be. So when you're down into the 150 PSI, you're a lot more prone to voids, resulting in a weaker shaft or blade. So from there, we're able to take full advantage of that process. We also have a zero resin loss process, which is where we introduce ResFlow. So when we don't lose resin, we know exactly where it is, where it's going, how it's kind of moving throughout the stick. And we can really tailor our properties for different requirements. So certain areas of the stick are seeing different impacts or different flexes and just different interactions with the dynamic game of hockey. So PLD stands for Precision Laminate Design. So that's where we're kind of working on that fiber orientation and stack. So it's something we've just kind of built upon year after year, improving our laminate designs to give you a stronger, higher performing hockey stick.
You're using, some of the best materials and the thinnest layers possible. Then you have ResFlow, allowing it to cure with that really high-end Exenic process just to give you one of the most consistent and, I don't know, is intentional a good
Absolutely.
kind of way to put it?
That's the perfect word for it, intentional.
And is that something that we only find in the 9X3, or is that something that gets trickled down into the 7X3 too?
Yeah, so our 7X3 gets all of the same technology, just in a slightly heavier package where we're really tailoring for durability. So we're just using thicker, a little bit heavier materials to give you that added durability at that second price point.
And what's the weight on this too, by the way?
So at 60 inches, the 7X3 is coming in at 385 grams.
and that's the second price point?
And that's the second price point, guys. That's insane.
Yeah, so last but very not least, and I also said this on the Hazardous video, love the hit of gray on our third price points here. This is still gonna be a great choice for that competitive player looking for an insane amount of value for the price here. So do we still have that, a couple of those key techs that we find in the 9X3 and 7X3 here?
Absolutely. So we're still using that PLD because that's just kind of our theory on how we're putting together our laminate structures. So here we have our TRT tri-rib technology. We have 3 ribs in the Catalyst 3x3 versus the 9x3, we're having a 4th rib. Still really solid. When you're playing in that a little bit heavier weight class, you can get away with 1 less rib pretty easily, but this stick, for the price point, coming in at 435 grams is incredible.
Yeah, that would have been the lightest stick maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Exactly.
And probably still for less the price, which is crazy.
Yeah, we love technology.
Yeah, well, hey Jordan, thanks so much for having us out and walking us through the Catalyst line.
Absolutely, Chase.
And for you at home that want to check out the entire collection of true hockey sticks, make sure you head over to icewarehouse.com.